Stoners. Welcome to another edition of Sticks and Stones. I'm your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from a very steamy patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the face of the sun. No, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. Feels like the face of the sun down here. I saw the clip that's been going around where it listed one of the suburbs of Texas, McKinney, as being 101,105 degrees. It kind of feels like it out here. But, you know, hey, it's summer. 6 months from now, we'll be griping because it's too cold. I have a wonderful show lined up for you today. I am pairing a Cohiba Riviera with Highland Park Viking Honor 12-year-old Scotch. I think it's going to be a great matchup. So right after this, we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. Now, the Cohiba Riviera is manufactured at the STG Esteli, Nicaragua factory. This particular vitola is a Robusto 5.5 by 50 on the ring gauge. I'd probably say it probably comes in at like a medium to medium plus strength cigar. The wrapper, as has been fairly common the last, it seems like a couple of months now, is a beautiful, wonderful Mexican San Andres. I love the Mexican San Andres wrappers now. They hold a special place in my heart. The binder is Honduran Connecticut leaf, and the filler is a combination of Honduran Yamastron, Honduran La Entrada, and Nicaraguan Condega, and Nicaraguan Esteli tobacco. So there's a whole lot of stuff in this cigar, and I think it's going to be a good one. Now, this is the first new full-time product released from Cohiba. It's been like 3 years. And the Riviera is named after Mexico's Tuxtla Valley, where these cigar wrappers are grown. Also, this is the first time that a San Andres wrapper has been used by Cohiba. And this is also the first time they've done a box press. So there's a whole lot of firsts in this particular stick. Now, visually, it is a beautiful, beautiful medium to dark brown. The wrapper is smooth and kind of leathery, kind of like an old, nice worn-in leather. And it does kind of look like an old leather jacket or something like that, you know. It's just perfect, right? It's not stiff or anything like that. You put it on, it fits like a glove. Now, the box press, for those watching on Rumble, I'm kind of showing you that this box press is not really what you would consider a normal box press. It doesn't have those nice sharp edges. This has got a very rounded edge on the corners, and it really makes, for visually and just in the feel, makes for a great stick. It's not too sharp, but it's not too soft. Now, I can only see one seam. It's extremely tight, barely visible. And this stick has almost no veins on it. I see 2.5. It's very unusual. Usually, sticks will have quite a bit of veining, even if it's not a lot of veining. But this is probably the least number of veins I've seen on a stick. And then, of course, it is topped with a nice triple cap. Now, let's give this a cut and test out the cold draw. This cut is brought to you by our folks over at Cigarism. I'd like to thank them for all their support. Nice V cut. Now, on the cold draw, I get something along the lines of creamed honey, just a slight amount of like graininess or bread dough something along those lines, you know, like wheat or something, one of those kinds of grains. And just some, just some very slight notes of spice, not much at all. And then with the San Andres wrapper, you're getting a little touch of sweet too. That's a really nice stick. Checking here, I thought I saw an imperfection on it after I cut it in the cap, but no, I don't think so. I want to make sure I'm upfront with everything. If I find anything wrong, I'm going to let you know. So, now, Highland Park 12-year-old, this is their base offering. It is made on the island of Orkney. It is aged at least 12 years in a combination of ex-Oloroso sherry casks and ex-bourbon barrels. Now, it's not confirmed what the ratio is, but it is believed to be about 9-to-1. So most of it ages in the sherry casks, and a small amount, like 10%, ages in bourbon barrels. So it should give it a, bourbon and definitely will overshadow sherry. So I think that kind of ratio should be pretty good. We're going to see how it is. It is a 100% malted barley, again, aged 12 years. It is 43% alcohol by volume, so 86 proof, and it's about $50 a bottle. Not too bad. Let's glass some up here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me hold that closer to the... That was a good one. Let's see if we can get that again. I love that sound. Move this over into the video so you can see it being glassed. Cap it. We don't want to spill any. Now that is just a beautiful, like medium gold color. I'm talking like nice, rich, you got money, rich gold. That is just beautiful in the glass. The legs are a little thin. There's a little bit of cling to the glass, but it is a little thin. On the nose, I'm getting toffee, some plums, a little chocolate, some malt, a little bit of orange, and maybe just a hint of smoke. Not a lot. Just a little bit right on the tail end of the nose. Now, on the palate. Okay. Hang on, let me try one more of those. I do get a little bit of kind of an iodine-y sweetness. I'm pretty sure that's from the sherry cask aging. Yeah, it's a little, I don't want to say like medicine-y, but it is a little bit different than what you're normally used to, like with a bourbon. And I do think, like I said, at best I can describe it as kind of an iodine-y type, I hate to say this, but those of you that consume like organs and stuff, it's got that minerally iodine. There's just a little bit of that on the front, but then the rest of it is chocolate and plums. I think there's some apples, maybe some apricots in there. And there's really, the first couple of sips I took, there was a little bit of burn after I swallowed. There was a little bit of burn on my tongue. But this third sip I took wasn't there. Wasn't there that time either. Maybe my tongue just had to get used to it. All right. Now on the finish, The finish is kind of medium long. It's got a really good finish on it, and it's fruity. There is, like I said, a little hint of smoke, and you also pick up a little bit of wood on the finish. But overall, I like it. I've never tried Highland Park before, and I think it's really good. Now, let's fire our stick up. Using my Rocky Patel 5 torch, holding it about 3 or 4 inches from the end of the stick. It's got a pretty nice velvety smoke. I won't just say a huge volume of smoke, but it's not really light on smoke either. So I think, yeah, probably a medium. It's not going to blow you away, but it is nice and velvety though. All right, let's try these together. Hold up. Before I mix this, I'm getting some leather and some baking spices. Maybe some like grass or spring meadow, something like that, kind of a grassy, not quite hay, but you know what I mean. And a little bit of mocha, and maybe some coffee. You will notice on the video that it is burning at kind of an angle with a dip on the underside of it. I'll keep watch on that. All right, let's try them together. Those do actually go really, really well together. Kind of the chocolate and the fruitiness and kind of the baking spices all kind of work together. It actually does, I told you there was that little bit of iodine kind of flavor on the beginning of the palate of the spirit. It's gone. I think the stick has washed it out. So these are going pretty well together. Yeah, I think they're not. I mean, the Cohiba is a little complex, not overly complex, and I think they are just really kind of melding together really well. So still have the dip, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to burn this down to the halfway mark, and I will come back and give you an update. And on the video, you're going to have to wait till the audio comes out and listen to the podcast. Hey Stoners, we are at the halfway mark, and this halfway mark update is brought to you by King Chhi Cigar Cabinets. If you haven't checked out King Chhi, you are missing out. You can find a link to my Amazon cigar and pipe idea list on Amazon, and the link is in my bio. From there, you'll have a direct link to King Chhi. You need one of these great cigar cabinets. They are stylish, well built, keep the temperature and humidity right where you want it. You definitely need to check them out. Now, here at the half, the stick has brought in some earthiness and nuttiness, which has kind of pulled us away from the fruit and sweet just a little. But the HB12 is still doing an excellent job of complementing the stick and continuing to have that kind of underlying sweetness there. And it's really doing a great job of complementing this particular stick. This is really an enjoyable experience. I'm going to go ahead and burn this down the rest of the way, and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Hey, Stoners, I am back. During the last half, the stick really didn't offer much in the way of any change. It pretty much stayed consistently from the halfway mark on through, which is not a problem. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It stayed creamy. It had good balance, and it paired very, very well with the Highland Park 12. You know, this is my first time trying Highland Park, and I was really impressed with it. I think it's a really good Scotch. You know, it's not. It's from the islands, from Orkney, and I know Talisker is another one that's from. It's an island distillery, and I know theirs is pretty smoky and pretty peaty. But this is not. I mean, this is, you know, hey, it's got Highland in the name, and it is really like a Highland Scotch. And it's been around since like 1798. They've been working on it a while, so I think it was a really good pairing. I would give the stick. I'd give it an 88 out of 100 matchsticks. It was really good. I'd definitely smoke it again. I would give the HP 12. I'd give it an 89 out of 100 Whiskey Stones. It's, like as I said, it's a really good Scotch, and you should try it. I hope you've enjoyed this pairing as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, all the hearts, all that kind of stuff. Tell your friends definitely to share this show. That's how I'm growing. I'm really loving doing this, and it seems like you all are loving it too. So go by our new store. You can find a link in the bio to Linktree, and there's a line of Sticks-n-Stonez merch there, you know, shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff. And there are things there that are available that have absolutely nothing to do with alcohol and cigars. You could find presents for just about everybody at the Sticks-n-Stonez stores. Sticks-n-Stonez, that's a lot to get out. Sticks-n-Stonez store. You know, you could you go to Patreon. This is also on my LinkedIn. If you'd like to give a donation, help out with the show, we'd really appreciate it. But until we get together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.